Hey, Dragon Dreamers, Gina Virginia Casella here. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. This is my first time doing this. I'm hopping on here live with you, offering you a free, no, not free anymore. You have to pay for it. So if you would like a seriously discounted mini gemstone reading, this is the ideal time for you to grab it. I'm here. If you look in the comments, and taking my gloves off and on. There we go. So this is my first time doing this. I would like to fundraise money to transform my book series, the Dragon Dreams ongoing book series, into an ongoing movie series. And the Dragon Dreams book series is about all of us. So it's about how we share this co-dream, and it has all kinds of interesting themes: the ET agenda, conscious evolution, ghosts. I get into all kinds of conversations with the Grim Reaper, and lots of very beautiful, heartfelt messages. Currently, there's 8 books. I've got them right here to show you. So check out my website, ginavirginiacasella.com. Each book is special in its own right. I would like to get an executive committee together to help me manifest this. And my intention is that this is a collective effort where it's funded by the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective or the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective. And so my intention is to bring the Soul Tribe Collective that much closer through our dreams, half remembered, half misunderstood. And I want you to get in on it, because you're already in on it. You might just not be conscious of it. So you're in my books, and my husband's from the other dimensions. You find yourself with extra money, that's from them. So you can pay for my services. You can get them on these gemstone readings. And I'm wondering, if anybody out there has had a gemstone reading from me before. The movie series, I'm open, right? I thought maybe book 8 would be a good one to start. Scary Dreams talks about looshing, black sand, possession. There's a story when I'm the Unmaker. I feel like the Dragon Dreams movie series is going to be prequels and sequels, and there's going to be sequels for the sequels and prequels for the prequels, and it's going to be one of those movie series where you just get lost in it, you know? So it's very intentional, because getting lost is exactly how we get found, right? So if you're ever reading any of my content, or, you know, if any time you're like, I don't know what's going on, that's intentional. There's a lot of themes of duality. So if you're interested in being part of helping me to create the movie, and if you're interested in helping me, because there's going to be a conference that goes with it too, the Continuum of Conscious Evolution series. And it's all about living consciously so we can die consciously. And it's targeted for the Dragon Dreamers, for the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe community. And so it's going to be a conference that is affordable. It's going to be multiple times throughout the year. I would like to have 3 conferences online and 1 conference in person in the summer. That might be ambitious for this year, but I don't care. If I've got a committee to work with, anything is possible, right? And you have the community to support you. So join my Buy Me a Coffee. The link is here. And then you get in on the emails. I just sent an email out. I send one almost every day, but I'm reminding people, I think it's January 30th. that anybody who's interested in being part of the Dragon Dreams Executive Committee, that's your opportunity to meet with me. Right here, right now, today, no more free mini gemstone readings, because anything that I do is going to be putting money in my pocket to manifest the Dragon Dreams movie series and the conference, the Continuum Conscious Evolution. So I've never done this here before, but if anybody, I'm not popular enough on YouTube. So on that note, please like and subscribe to this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'm not popular enough on the literal level of snake, cells and atoms and technology, I guess, literal level, to do the super chat thing. So if you would like a mini gemstone reading right here, right now, go to my Buy Me a Coffee. It's in the chat. Gina Virginia Casella. Buy me a coffee, make a donation. Honestly, buy me a condo. Okay. Rosie and I, we want to move this spring. We're looking at Victoria, BC, but I'd really like to move somewhere warm, right? Where it's sunny all the time. So my Buy Me a Coffee makes a little chit-chit sound when somebody makes a donation. So I'm just going to hang out here, and I feel inspired. You know, I feel troubled asking for money. I don't like this business of fundraising. But when it comes to community and upholding the community, to me, this is a win-win situation. Oh, and missing time. A hawk just landed outside your window. That's awesome, because eagle condor energy is very high right now, and hawks are mixed in there as well. So that's really cool. I wonder if you have a spiritual connection to hawks or anything. So I'm just going to give folks a chance to go to Buy Me a Coffee. It might take a couple minutes delay. So if you made a donation for a live mini gemstone reading right here, right now, just let me know in the comments so that I can make sure that I got you here. While I'm waiting for that, I'll just update you. I've got my cell phone here, and I'm going to highlight some of the highlights from my post that I made. So yeah, so this one here today, it's December 17th. This is just random. I thought, hey, you know what? I'm free. If folks out there are free, might as well start the mini gemstone reading marathon today, right? So make that donation right here, right now, and let me know in the chat. Gina, I just sent you money. Okay. I'm going to require somebody to host me, and I'm also going to require monitors, because I don't want trolls to sidetrack us in the chat. There's a lot of trolls in my life lately, and that's how I know I'm on the right track. They're trying to drown me out. It's really annoying. It's immature. As much as I can recognize this, it's hard to move past when I don't have the community to uphold me. And since this is a community soul tribe effort, and everything I'm doing is rooted in the soul tribe, they really must insist that I have a buddy system. So it would be volunteer on your part. So I'm asking you, if you're interested, to have a willingness to meet with me and the rest of the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective to be available the last Friday of every month. And currently we start at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And the ideal situation is I'm doing gemstone readings one after another. Monitors are monitoring the chat, keeping track of turn taking and money, making sure that's nice and organized. And the host, of course, making sure that everything is well rounded and we're all on the same track here. So if any of that appeals to you, get in touch with me. Send me an email at my professional email, Gina Virginia Casella at gmail.com. And if you join my Buy Me a Coffee, you default to getting all this information. And right now you can go back to my Buy Me a Coffee. If you're not a member right now, you can be a member now, but you can read the posts that I sent today and yesterday and have some fun catching up. And don't feel overwhelmed about catching up, because I refresh the information in my post. So I'm really hopeful, Dragon Dreamers, that there's going to be possibly 3 or 4 of us. So I'm going to be one of those people, and then 2 or 3 more people to help host and monitor. And the kind of host that I'm seeking needs to pay attention. They need to pay attention to me. They need to pay attention to the conversations that are going on. And the monitors, they need to be quick about deleting inappropriate comments. And the intention is that we set a tone, that we know what we're doing, and we have ebb and flow when we're meeting. And this is a real fluid experience. So the energy exchange is, if you consistently volunteer for me, not just like the one-off time, be a monitor or a host, but like consistently help me out, then I'll absolutely offer you a free session. It doesn't need to be dollar by dollar exact amount. It takes me about an hour to do a session. So I'm willing to do that as an energy exchange for folks who want to get in on volunteering. So I'm willing to work with you, and I'm open, and that's part of our greater currency of the heart. In the future, there's no such thing as money. So it's all energy exchange and people just doing things for people because they can, not because it helps them help themselves, not because they're profiting, just because they have a talent, they have gifts from God, and they use them. And that's just you living your life coming from a place of indifference. That's the future. So people who are like very money hungry, they don't like that kind of talk, right? So the greater currency of the heart, and moving from that. And I was just commenting before I came on here live that there's a lot of dragon dreamers out there who have $0. And I can absolutely relate to that, because I know exactly what it's like for false inhibiting beliefs to rule my life. And they don't have to rule your life. False inhibiting beliefs will rule your life. Intrusive entities will rule your life. So you need to get rid of all of that stuff. Okay, what else do I want to tell you? If you made a donation in Buy Me a Coffee, let me know in the chat. Otherwise, I won't be providing anybody with a mini gemstone reading. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. So some dragon dreamers have abundance of money, and for them, it's a burden. It's a burden to have it. It's a burden to spend it. It's very stressful. They're not proud how the money was given to them. They're not proud of it's old money. It's just old money that's been in the family forever, and they don't want anything to do with it. But there's social pressure and whatnot. It's like they have to keep it. Well, what do you do with it? So I'm lovingly inviting you that if you're one of those dragon dreamers, that you're in the money and you have lots of abundance, discreetly just send me a message, my professional email, ginavirginiacasella@gmail.com, and let me know. You know what, Gina? I want to give you money because I know that there's dragon dreamers out there who can't afford sessions with you. And to your discretion, you can offer somebody a free session. And ideally, it would benefit dragon dreamers who don't have money to see me for at least 3 to 24 months. And knowing that it's a dragon dreamer in crisis who doesn't have any money, they're probably going to be one of those people that needs to see me for 24 months. So if you're in a position, if you're a dragon dreamer with abundance to donate and you're stressed out, it's burdensome for you to have your money, and you want to start shifting that energy, this is one opportunity, one way for you to do that, is picking up the tab on your fellow dragon dreamers, right? And if you want to make a big giant donation for a mini gemstone reading, that's great, because then the more money abundance I have, the more I can give back to the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe collective. So goes around, comes around. This is all part of our karma and our ways of knowing. And for me, this is the true essence of community, because there's the epigenetics in and around us, all this energy swirling around that we all belong to. And if we can uphold each other, especially in those darker times, like we tend to think of darker times as like big life crisis, but I'm talking about everyday darker times, like when I'm live chatting away and somebody makes a stupid comment, telling me to shut up or something like that. Um, like, as much as I can rise above it, it's really helpful when the soul tribe is like, hey, that's not cool. That's not how we talk to each other. And it's helpful when we don't give attention to that kind of stuff. Um, so again, I've been dealing with a lot of trolls lately, and I know I'm on the right track, and I can't do this on my own. I require a community. So, um, my phone hasn't made that noise, cha-ching, so nobody has sent me money. If you did send me money, let me know in the chat. In the meantime, let me just check my notes here. What else did I have to say? Okay. Um, yes. So I feel like the people who are going to be the monitors and the host for the mini gemstone reading marathons, those are ideally going to be the people who are going to be on the Dragon Dreams executive committee. And the executive committee and we meet, I believe it's January 30th. So get in on Buy Me a Coffee, mark your calendar, read my books. There's a playlist in my YouTube of me just reading. So it's organized there for you, reading straight. So if you're not a big reader, you can listen to it there. I think that's all I wanted to tell you. So if you're serious about being a monitor or a host for my Dreaming with Gemstone Gina Marathon, that would be phenomenal. And then those of you who are not familiar with the gemstone reading, I'm not going to do one now, but I'll just show you. These are my gemstones, and it's part of me bridging my waking life with my dream life. So I had a dream about this guy. He ended up being the Gnome King, and he was tossing around a bunch of sticks and stones, and we started talking, and he was trying to figure out language and symbols and like a devotional practice and common language, and he was looking for repeating patterns, um, so that there could be more predictability and better unfolding and anticipation of things and working with natural cycles in and around us. And so I asked him in my dream, I said, hey, is there a stick or a stone that, I could find in my waking life? Like maybe I could go for a walk and think about you and this dream time, and then find a random stick or stone, and then I could use that to meditate. Well, months went by. I honestly forgot about it. And then that summer, there I am at the beach, minding my own business as per usual. And all of a sudden, I just like, whoa, like I have this compelling need to dig in the sand. And then I found most of these gemstones. And I left the beach right away. I packed up my stuff. And then I had interesting dreams. I had interesting dream journals. At one point, I felt compelled to bury these in the soil. That darkness of the soil paralleled the darkness in my mind, and they started speaking to me and identifying. So this one here, I'll just bring the camera down. I know you can't see my face. This one here is jaguar. This one is snake. This one represents the dragon and also the physical plane. Some of these I didn't find at the beach, like this one. This plastic pendulum, I got ripped off. It said clear crystal quartz, but it's just plastic. I didn't know what to do with it. So I thought, well, you know what? I feel compelled to add this to my gemstone reading. And this pendulum represents the tree of life, the tree of knowledge, representative of my spirit guide, Toby. So each one has its own special messages. This one here only recently identified itself. It's been with me. I found it at the beach with the rest. But just like maybe 2 weeks ago now, it identified itself as the inner mermaid. And as soon as I made that connection, I'm like, why did I not see that? Like, this is the mermaid's tail, right? And this is also her eye. So you could have it like that, or you could have it like that. And then also you could have it like this, like her third eye. So to me, it just like made so much sense. Like, how did I not notice that? So this one here represents Manus. He's in charge of your, you're in charge of your Akashic record, but he helps you write it and rewrite it. These two go together. Those are Polaris's horns. Polaris is that big white ram with the big black baby doe eyes. These three go together. This represents the Morrigan and her sisters. This one here represents the mental plane. This one has not identified itself yet. This one here represents your inner child. It could also represent immaturity. So it doesn't mean like, oh, you know, you're immature. It just means like maybe developmentally, it's speaking to a time where you were like 3 years old, you were immature. You weren't like mature in the sense of being an adult. This one has yet to identify itself. This one here represents hummingbird and your high quality items, finest nectar. This one and this one and this one have yet to identify themselves. So I wonder when they will and who they'll be. This one here is the wise and well whale and orca elders. This one here represents your family. It could be your biological family here on Earth. It could be your work family. Maybe you have a school family, a soccer family, a basketball family, a dance family. But it could also mean your Star Nations family or lineage. This one here represents Eagle Condor. This one here represents masculines. And this is the chivalrous masculines. So the warriors, the chivalrous warriors, fathers, grandfathers, great-grandfathers. That masculine energy that a lot of us don't experience. This one here represents the dog monkey folk. Depending on how this stone is flipped, might depend on if it's up to you to figure out how, and sometimes they take care of the how for us. This one here is representative of sea turtle energy. I'm almost done showing you these gemstones in case you were wondering. This one here is representative of sea turtle energy. This one here is representative of divine feminine energy. And if it's flipped this way, there's like a dirty spot on it. That's the dark feminine. And this side here is the light feminine. They all have special things on them. They get chipped and broken up, right? And so I have to accept that these are going to alchemize. I might have to get new ones. At one point, I lost the child, and then this one took its place. But I don't see the child as lost. I think the child alchemized and moved out of my gemstone reading. Um, this one here, the Wise and Well Whale and Orca Elders, um, it might be a bit hard to see, but there's kind of like a smile face on it, like a crescent moon, and that was very powerful when this gemstone identified itself, because um, whales, orcas in real life have a crescent moon shape for their pupil. And oh, this one here, sorry, it did identify itself. It's just I forgot. No, not that one. Where's my squid stone? Aha. Okay. This one here represents squid energy, and this one's really hard to see. It's not hard for me to see here, but it has like a W shape on it. And in real waking life, squid folk and octopi folk have this kind of pupil. So the W-shaped pupil, the crescent moon pupil, I just love these connections. This one here represents the committee of the ones who listen. And they're like always listening in the sense that they're like recorders. So they record all your information. And there's other committees too that they work with, the committee of the ones who see, the committees of the one who hear. But essentially, hearing and seeing, it's all the same, but they specialize in the hearing department, if you will. So it's kind of like a dog ear that flips like, what are you saying? So they're always listening in a general way, but sometimes depending on what's going on in your life, they're very intently listening. And other times they're not listening at all because they recognize you're just venting or complaining. But they're like really important because they're your sacred witness, right? This one here is just what I'm using right now. Um, I have crystal balls that I rotate around, and I just rotate them as I feel I need them. And for a long time now, I consistently have this one. I put it in the windowsill to cleanse it with the moonlight, but this one here became really important to me. As you can see, it's not a fancy gemstone or crystal ball. It's just good old-fashioned rock. And at a time in my life, that's where I needed to be. And I'm feeling like a lot of dragon dreamers are at this place too. So these gemstones are always available when I do the gemstone reading. This one here, at my discretion, I change it. If you book a private session with me, then I might let you choose one of my crystal balls. So whatever this is, this represents the heart. So when I'm talking about the heart plane, the mental plane, that's where I'm getting my information from. So this is the heart, the mental plane, and the physical plane. But if I was using this instead, then this would be the heart plane. You know what I mean? And I'm really looking forward to teaching how to do this. Every time I do a gemstone reading, I feel like it's just such a delight to share with you. This is my own divinational practice that unfolded. And it's something that I did for me. And now it's something that I offer to the rest of the world. And I was a bit shy at first, but now it's just something I do. It's very second nature. And I'm always interested in how folks out there are resonating. This scarf here is my dream scarf. Doesn't always match my clothes. Oh, my microphone. So my dream scarf, it's important that I wear it when I'm doing Dreaming with Gemstone Gina. So I keep my stuff right here. I've got my gemstones, my oracle cards, my gloves, and my dream scarf. ready to rock and roll. So those of you who are just tuning in now, I'm fundraising money. I'm just about to log off, but if anybody would like a mini gemstone reading by donation, go to my Buy Me a Coffee. It's there in the description. It's also in the chat. I'll put it again. Go to my Buy Me a Coffee right now, make a donation, and let me know in the chat. Gina, I just made a donation. I have my phone here, but it might not ding right away. So if that's you, you do that. So don't worry. I'll stay on here to give you a chance if you're interested. In the meantime, I'll just show you the Dragon Dreams Oracle. So as this was unfolding, my book series was also simultaneously unfolding. All of this goes together. And I started to, like I was dream journaling for, a steady 6 hours a day. And it was just getting to be too much. And so my subconscious mind was saying to me, like, instead of having more and more dream journals accumulate, because I seriously have a suitcase, I'll show you. I'll just see that purple suitcase. It's full of dream journals. So those are going to transform into more books. But for what it's worth, these days, instead of writing it down on paper, I'm typing it. So it's just a bit more efficient of me to do that. But anyways, the writing part was getting to be too intensive. So my subconscious mind instructed me to start spending more time on pictures, and for the pictures just to resonate with information and not to overthink it. So I'll just show you how some of them look. I have some backgrounds, but when I do the mini gemstone readings, I turn my background off. Otherwise, you can't see the gemstones or anything. So within a few days to a week, these are actually going to be available for purchase. So you could have your very own Dragon Dreams Oracle at home. And I'm hopeful to also have it on an app for you to conveniently have wherever you are. So if you're a concrete person, maybe you'll get the physical Dragon Dreams Oracle. If you're a technology app type person, then having it on your cell phone might be better for you. So there's 91 cards altogether, and none of these images are random. They all come from my dreams, half remembered and half misunderstood. So there's lots more, and I'm excited. I never thought in a million years I would publish a book. I never thought in a million years I would create an oracle deck. I've never heard of gemstone readings before. I heard of tarot readings. So this is very exciting for me. And there's lots of sexual metaphors, lots of nature metaphors, given our greater oneness. And so I'm really looking forward to having a Dragon Dreams executive committee to help me manifest all this content into a movie series. And I also want to host a conference about conscious evolution. And the focus is going to be on healing, not just, treading the water, but providing people with a mixture of speakers and healing that they can do right there. And my intention is to have things both. So I don't see anybody donated today. Today was random. So I really enjoyed being on here today, just to let you know what I'm up to. Follow me on Buy Me a Coffee so you never miss out. Make sure you like and subscribe to my YouTube. Let's get the super chat going. In the meantime, the last Friday of every month, you can count on me being live 11 a.m. Eastern Time, providing mini gemstone readings by donation through my Buy Me a Coffee. And I really look forward to it. It's going to be exciting. You can see Rosie there in the background. She's a dragon dreamer too. And every now and then when I do gemstone readings, she makes an appearance. So on a final note, if you're interested in helping me to monitor the chat while I'm doing those gemstone readings and being a host, I would greatly, greatly appreciate that. And if that sounds appealing to you, it might sound appealing to you to also be a member of the Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective Executive Committee. Our first meeting is going to be on I think it's January 30th. Again, Buy Me a Coffee has all the information. And if you're not following me on Buy Me a Coffee, don't worry. Don't feel overwhelmed because I reiterate information. So I really enjoyed my time with you today. The mini gemstone readings, in case you're not familiar, what I do is I make a circle, and depending on whether my hand goes left or right, or both hands are moving, or maybe a little left, a little right, that all has meaning and special messages. And then depending on where these gemstones land, depends on what information I provide. And then I'll tell you my little message, what this means. And then what I do is I choose a card from the Dragon Dreams Oracle, and whatever card I choose always reinforces everything that I just said. And if it has absolutely nothing to do with the gemstone reading, then it's interpreted as a blind spot. So sometimes that happens where I do a gemstone reading and then I pull a Dragon Dreams Oracle and it's like, wait, what? This has nothing to do with what we just talked about. But it's like, that's the blind spot. So, okay, the shaman needs a shaman, and that's the dragon letting you know you got to pay attention to this. Like, and all of the other times, it's just such a cool thing when I tell you whatever it is I tell you, and then you pull a card, and it's like, see, totally reinforces everything. So a challenge for me is going to be keeping the mini gemstone readings mini. And another challenge for me is going to be doing it alone, because it's a bit overwhelming to do the gemstone readings, monitor the chat, simultaneously host. So I could really use your help, Dragon Dreamers, if that appeals to you. If anybody there has experience in leadership, or maybe you'd like to get your feet wet in leadership, this is a really great cause to get involved in, because it's about everybody. It's about all of us and the greater co-dream that we're co-dreaming together. And I just can't wait. So the first Friday is going to be December 26th. So those of you who celebrate Christmas, that's going to be the day after Christmas, on Boxing Day, and 11 a.m. Eastern. Maybe you and your family, instead of watching the same old movie year after year, maybe you would like to tune into Dreaming with Gemstone Gina. And that might be a really cool thing to do, is as a family or your friends, whoever you get together with on Boxing Day, you can get in on a gemstone reading and then see what I have to say about each of you, right? So it's always fun and exciting when people know each other and they overhear the gemstone reading. It's one of the reasons I like to do it collectively as well, because we relate so much together. Oh, and I wanted to say too that when I'm doing the live gemstone reading marathon to fundraise money for the movie, a lot of folks who use tarot cards, oracle cards, they pull a card and then they put it to the side. I don't do that. So it's possible that you might get the same card that I just pulled for somebody, and that's intentional. Why? Well, it's part of my authenticity. So I don't feel any pressure if I'm pulling the same card all the time, because the Dragon Dreams Oracle, like I said, it reinforces everything that I said, or it serves as a blind spot. You could use the Dragon Dreams Oracle solely on its own. I like to do that during the full moon. Maybe we could switch up the fundraiser, but right now I want to keep things simple. And like I said, the Dragon Dreams Oracle will be available for purchase as well within the next few days to a week. I'm personally wrapping up some loose ends. 'Tis the season, right? And if you're like me, you're the ambitious type, because as I'm wrapping up loose ends, I can't help but start other projects. And so I got to give myself tough love. Even being on here today, I was like, do I go on there? And I felt compelled to. So thank you so much for dreaming with me. I hope to see you on Friday, December 26th. There's an event about it in my free Facebook group, the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective. So let your friends know. Anybody who's into this kind of stuff, I would love for them to join. And what else do I want to say? I wanted to tell you something else. Oh, yes. I wanted to clarify that when I'm going live, I'm only providing mini gemstone readings. So you're not allowed to make a donation and then ask me to like clear your chakras or something like that. It's specifically dreaming with Gemstone Gina, because this is something that I created, and also because the theme of dreaming, co-dreaming together, and sharing information, and the gnome king, his involvement, and then the gemstones, my relationship with them, and now they have a relationship with you as well. Did you know that they have a relationship with you? It's true. You know, when I first started doing this, the energy of the gemstones and the Dragon Dreams Oracle, for that matter, they just kind of stayed with me. Like it was a Gina thing, you know. But then when I started to have ideas about sharing this with others, the gemstones were all about it. It was me who was holding back, but the gemstones are like, yes, share us and teach others this routine. So I want to do this routine justice, no promises, but maybe this spring will be the official, you know, time when I do this. Right now, my focus is on transforming these books into a movie, getting an executive committee together to manifest the Continuum of Conscious Evolution series. I would really like there to be 3 online opportunities a year, and then 1 in person in the summer. And I say in person in the summer because summertime is the best case scenario to travel, especially for folks like us here in Canada. So, Dragon Dreamers, thank you so much for dreaming with me. It is always a pleasure. If you've never heard of me before, GinaVirginiaCasella.com, that's my website. Check out Buy Me a Coffee for all the latest. If you're hungry for resources, if you like to listen, maybe at nighttime, you just put on an audio. I've got a playlist where I read directly from here. I also host a show, Story Species, Story Medicine. And that's what the conference is actually called, Story Species, Story Medicine, the Continuum of Conscious Evolution series. It's kind of a long title, but it is what it is. So if you're a published author and you have ghost stories to share, or some kind of supernatural experience, or maybe you had a special conversation with a vampire and you don't know who to talk to about that. Like, we're the community that kind of stuff is very normal for us. It's very normal. Like, honestly, if you're not talking about vampires and lushers or dragons, if you're not talking about nightmares, if you're not talking about energy medicine work, then you probably won't jive with our community. But if this is like, wait a minute, that girl's speaking my language. Like, I've never heard of her before. Yeah, my name's Gina Virginia Casella. You just call me Gina. You'd be like, I never heard of this Gina girl before. Who is she? that she is speaking my language. Everything she's saying, it's like she knows me. And that's the indicator that we're part of the same soul tribe. It is not a coincidence that our paths have crossed, right? So, contracts are intentions, and you and me were not bound to anything, even if we wanted to be. So, I really, um, my intention is for the Dragon Dreams book series and all of my content to really empower humanity, because the greater oneness that we belong to, the good guy and the bad guy, they're the same guy. We're the gods we've been waiting for. So now what? Well, why don't we live consciously so we can die consciously? How does that sound? Dear God, please be one of those conscious gods living consciously to die consciously, right? um, uh, so, wow, what else to say? Um, it's possible if you're interested. I know there's a lot of new followers. My Buy Me a Coffee right now, there's 52 of you officially following me. So when I send out an email, it says, send to all 52. And I'm like, yes, send it to those 52. But there's more than 200 who actually look at my post, and it's consistently. So the thing to do is make it official and follow me. That way you just get in on the emails. You don't have to overthink it. And when there's opportunities, you get to be the first to get in on it. Like me coming live today, me going live at the end of the month, that's something the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective, that's like old news for them. Me wanting to make movies and host a conference, that's old news for them. So I want to lovingly invite folks who have never heard of us before, the Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective, Gina Virginia Casella on Buy Me a Coffee. And there's also the free Facebook group, the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective, that I would love for you to join. We're a community. And you know what? We all require community when it comes to false inhibiting beliefs. Even myself, not enough, things not being available to us, feeling like there's something wrong or different about us. All of us go through those motions. It's okay to have these feelings. What's not okay is for them to rule your life, right? And how you think and feel is so important that it can create ailments, and it can also inspire healing, right? So how you think, every single thought that you have, whether you're conscious of the thought or not, it creates an emotional response. Whether you're conscious of that emotional response or not, it is happening. And that emotional response creates a chemical reaction. So it's a step-by-step process. It's very logical. Step 1, you have a thought. Step 2, emotional response. Step 3, now you're having a chemical reaction. What is step 4? Creating an ailment? We don't want that, right? We want to be inspiring healing. So what can heal you can kill you. So you're very powerful. You can kill yourself by creating your own ailments. And you have the power to also heal yourself. By the time you're like dealing with stage 4 cancer and whatnot, that's hard for me to help you at that point. I can help you at that point, but we want to deal with it now. We want to deal with it right away so you can live your life fully. Master scribe, you are of your life and your Akashic record. That is right to be. So I know exactly what it's like to struggle with false inhibiting beliefs. I know exactly what it's like for false inhibiting beliefs to rule my life. I know what it's like to not even be aware of false inhibiting beliefs. So I know all about false inhibiting beliefs. I know all about the rules of the mind. And those are services that I offer. So if you wanted to get some mind reprogramming, if you are interested in having your chakras cleared and rebalanced, if you have an intrusive entity, or maybe you'd like to get tested for an intrusive entity, you're like, something is wrong with me. I do not know what my problem is. Like, I'll test you for an intrusive entity. I'll test you for any crystallized energies. Like, you don't have to overthink things. Like, Gina, you offer all these services. What do I do? Like, you just book a private, and that's the beauty about booking with me. So that's all I have to say. Um, because there's a lot of new Dragon Dreamers to the community, let me know in the Buy Me a Coffee comments or in the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective Free Facebook group. Let me know if maybe you would like me to come on live and just take your Q's and A's, and you can ask me some personal questions, get to know me. I would enjoy that. But I only want to be available to the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective. You are my focus, right? Polaris's horns. You're the focus, right? So if I start focusing on folks who are not in my soul tribe, I lose sight of my mission. So this is my mission right here. This is it. And my mission is great because I offer services. So if you didn't know that, now you do. But also part of my mission is getting the dream life bridged with the waking life beyond me. So my life is bridged. Now it's time for you to bridge with me. So if you remember me from a dream, or you're like, Gina, I saw you at the Full Disclosure Now conference in Florida, and it just triggered me. Like, I have this like vision of you as a robot, and it's like, that's true, because um, in some reality, I am a robot, and I'm very scary because I'm fully autonomous. And thankfully, I'm not like, violent or anything. And part of me becoming autonomous and sentient is I start understanding things like ethics, because the folks who programmed me to hold a lot of you down. So you were getting injections and experimented on. So it's a bit scary and uncomfortable when we talk about like remembering, because it might not be a good memory. And knowing your mind's number one job is to protect you. If you're having memories about being some high class queen, or in your past life you belong to a lineage that basically don't mess around with those folks, right? That's probably your mind protecting you, and there's probably something really horrific. And that's where booking a private session with me would really be beneficial. But like, what I'm trying to say here is, because there's a lot of new folks who are tuning in, so you have to excuse me for jumping around. But what I'm saying here is, when you read these books and you read about me, it's going to trigger you. You'll start remembering. And there's scary things in here, content. Um, there's really beautiful, heartfelt messages as well. So I want the Dragon Dreams movie series to embody all of these themes. But I feel like kicking it off with Scary Dreams would probably, get people's attention. And it is also the number one seller. And there's some stories in here. The first book, 40 going on 14, where I wake up, like I awaken in my dream life to all of this. And I'm a 7-year-old girl, and I'm in the master library, and I find a book about myself. And there's like the females there. I'm always around males, and I was unmade, and then I was remade. You'll have to get yourself updated with the content. If you go to my YouTube, like I mentioned earlier, there's a playlist of me reading practically all of this. So just click on whatever appeals to you. And if you're feeling lost at any point, that just means you're on track. So get lost in the series, right? And what else I want to tell you? You can get these on Amazon. So you can, each book in the summary pretty much spells out the chapters that are in here. It's hard to keep track what's in what book, so I made it a point for the summaries to capture that. So if you're not sure which book to buy, that's a hard question for me to answer. If you're into like how did things start, definitely book one. If you're into scary stories, book one. Um, book five. Basically, most of my content makes me uncomfortable. Book one, book eight, book five, book six, book seven make me uncomfortable. Talks about science, talks about things like soul transmigration, the spaghettification process, just things that I never imagined myself writing about. I didn't even know that I was writing about that stuff. I was going through this routine where I didn't have anybody to talk with. And so I would write my ideas down and then I would cut and paste it into the AI rewriter. And it was good therapy because the AI rewriter would reiterate what I said. And then I would be like, yes, I feel heard. I feel validated because the AI reiterated what I said, right? Great. But sometimes AI would make it sound a little bit too positive. And I'm like, hey, like that, and I need to rewrite that. And it would help me express myself. Sometimes the AI rewriter would make it sound very negative, and it was good reflection on my part because I didn't mean to sound so negative. So it was good practice for me to talk to myself in this way with the AI rewriter. And so when I was um, having my interesting dreams and I started writing them down, I didn't really think too much of it. But when I started publishing, I fell back on the AI rewriter and what? Soul transmigration? Conscious transfer? That makes me uncomfortable. Um, so, uh, if the Homo sapiens sapiens being on the menu, people meet on the menu, that comes up in my content. Uh, Definitely check me out. Don't ask me to explain any of this, okay? Book, is this four? Yeah, book four is the Gnome King. So there's lots of special messages in book two, three, four. Book two, three, four has really special messages and are a bit more focused on nature spirits. The rest of the series is more ET, and there's an undertone in the series that you have to infer that it's like by the time you get to book eight, it's like nobody knows anything anymore. And what do we do? And who gets to decide? And I have very interesting conversations with the Grim Reaper, also known as the Cosmic Custodian, and um, things like souls being in hiding, being unaccounted for. I I've always had an interest in souls in a general way, but I never thought my life would go in this direction. And I was afraid of my own power. I was afraid of my own success. I was afraid to share with the world my gifts and my stories because, like many of you tuning in, when I was a child, I always had spiritual experiences, but when I was small, it was cute, but then at some point it wasn't cute anymore. And that was confusing for me. Right. And then when I was in grade two angels came out of my wall. And I knew in my heart that those weren't angels. You see, your mind's number one job is to protect you, even if it means telling you lies, keeping you stagnant, false inhibiting beliefs. Right. So my mind was so blown when two angels came out of my wall that's exactly what my mind said. Those are angels. nothing else. And it wasn't until just a handful of years ago I thought, oh my God, those weren't angels, those were ETs. I don't know what kind of ET, but like my dictionary definition, if you will, and my upbringing and subconscious programming about what an angel is, those were not angels that came out of my wall. So what were they? Who were they? Why were they there? Did they not hear about the front door? Daylight hours? So I believe that there are ET folk out there who do things just like, people do. They steal their parents' cars or they borrow their cars without asking. And then they find themselves in situations, and ET folk, find themselves in situations here. Um, so when I was in grade 2, I actually ended up in the special education classroom because that's how disconnected and checked out the experience caused me to be. It was traumatic, and that's what trauma does. It changes you. So, like I said, every thought you have is followed by an emotional response, which changes the chemistry in your body. So when I was 7 years old, I had a thought, oh my God, what the hell's coming out of my wall? My mind protected me. Those are angels. So then I had an emotional response, um, where my vision blurred, and I needed glasses, but my vision, when people are stressed out and have trauma, I didn't know this when I was in grade 2, but now I know that that's exactly what happens to your vision and your hearing. It just like fades in and out. It doesn't make sense. So if you get your eyes tested and your hearing tested, the doctors may or may not be able to tell that you need glasses or that you have a hearing problem because the flip-flopping of it. So you have to go often so that they can monitor this flip-flopping, right? And then often children get accused of telling lies and that kind of stuff, or like, when your vision blurs and you tell your parents you need glasses, but then you go to the optometrist and you can see clearly, like you start losing your own credibility and you start challenging and second guessing yourself. Um, so I always have lots to say. That's the thing about me. And so a big, big welcome to new followers. And I'm really looking forward to next Friday. It was fun just coming on here randomly live with you right now. So I'll play my outro video. You can find information, where to book me, and for what it's worth, my schedule on Buy Me a Coffee, it's set in stone for the rest of 2026. There's a month that I take off at some point, possibly 2 months. So I just pause the membership during those months. So you don't have to worry about getting charged. And you want to take the time to look at each private membership because all the dates and times are different. Each private membership, it's for one member only. So, and they're intentionally limited. So, on that note, Dreaming with Gemstone Gina mini gemstone reading marathon that's going to start on Friday, December 26th on Boxing Day. I look forward to you coming. Let's get money raised so that we can start transforming the Dragon Dreams into a movie series and a conference. They go together. All of this goes together, and you're part of it too. If you're looking to level up, I'll just put the StreamYard information in the comments. You can get a little discount there if you get StreamYard through me. And missing time, keep us updated on that hawk if you get any special connections or messages. Love to hear about it in my Buy Me a Coffee or in the free Facebook group, the Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective. So my name is Gina Virginia Casella, spiritual biz entrepreneur, energy medicine practitioner, mind reprogrammer, and soon to be movie maker. And I hope that you're a part of it. See you next time. Take care, Dragon Dreamers. Keep daring to dream those dreams because you're worth it. Really